Alright, and I'm gonna just get in the other Discord channel and then mute myself, so I'll go do that. Hey, hey, I'm going to stream, and then you guys can watch my screen, and I'll like just show you guys how to use raidbots and Warcraft logs real quick. Just like a quick one because it is like when I first started playing, like when I wanted to learn how to actually be good at playing, I guess. I didn't have anyone showing me this, and it took forever for me to find out. And then when I joined the guild that I'm in now, or was in before with Alex and them, they were like, "Oh yeah, man, you got to learn how to use Sims, and you got to learn how to use like learn how to read Warcraft logs." And then my DPS got like insanely better. So I'll link this add-on in the general. This you need this add-on. It's called Simulation Craft. And let me just bring my stream up so I can actually see it. So I know where you guys are at if you ask questions. Okay. Alright. Yeah, cool. So yeah, just I guess yell when you're there at the stream, and I'll start yakking, and I'll mute my voice in Discord. That way you guys only hear me there, and yeah. Just tell me when you guys are ready, and then we'll go over it.
Done. To start to the tutorial master.
Alright, cool. I got a new mount. First we gotta, get the new
Just
mount.
updating Twitch.
No worries. Alright. So, oh god, why is there 6 people watching me? Ah, it's a pet idiot. That's me. Oh cool, I have screen capture on so you can't see me picking my nose today. So basically what Simcraft does is it like runs your character on a patchwork fight. But once you have the add-on installed, you just like go in the game and you type simc, like you can see like down in my corner of my screen, and that brings up this shit, and then you just control copy it, and then you go to raidbots, the website, and then there's like stat weights, top gear, gear compare, blah blah blah, relic compare, taunt compare. So you just go to like top gear, and you delete everything that's in there, and you put the new information in, and then it shows you all the gear you have, and what's in your bags also. Only what's in your bags and what's on your person. But then you like, if you maybe you got like a new trinket or something, you could like click on your new trinket, and maybe you want to like sim a ring and a belt or something. And then once you've like selected whatever it is that you want to sim, then you come down here on the bottom and you just click find top gear. But the one thing to point out is there's this thing called iterations here, and it can't be more than, like mine is a little higher because I waste money each week for like or each month so that I can sim more stuff together. But yeah, then you just find top gear, and this thing runs simulations on like a patchwork fight. Like I have it set to run single target patchwork fight for 5 minutes, and it just will kind of like give you well, not kind of like it will give you an like an output you'll see here, and it shows you like what your top gear is, and it'll tell you like what best trinkets are, blah blah blah, and then it will also show you like what your other gear that you have below is like worth. So you could look and see like maybe you're like want to sim your like survival gear. So I want to sim like pride ass, and I want to sim like these legs and this cloak because they're like the more eye level. And then I would of course have to put on, where's that to drop this, set these. Yeah, so you'd say you wanted to sim that shit, and this. Then you could just sim like just your legendaries that are survival and see how much the decrease is. And the only other thing is like this thing called simulation options right here, and this where you can change like if you want to have like ads coming in often, like maybe Hartan or whatever you say his name, or like Mistress where there's a lot of ads coming in, or like a lot of movement fight. You can pick like number of bosses, so if you're like doing Demonic Inquisition, you could sim like with 2 bosses and stuff, and the fight length thing. You can also pick like a nightly build or weekly build. I think nightly is usually better, but yeah, anyways, so like this is like it used to be really a lot of work. I think Timo had showed me before how you used to have to like have this thing downloaded on your computer to run a bunch of sims, and I always felt like it was a lot of work. This is really nice because you just click on what you want to get. So every time like I get a new piece of gear, I just go to Simcraft and I run it and see if it's like good, better, or maybe my stats change a little or something. But we'll just let this run, and then there's one other really cool feature of this website, and then I'll just give you a quick like run through on like Warcraft logs. Sim faster. Yeah, so like this will give you an output, but then I can see down here, oh, ways down somewhere, there'll be my survival gear didn't even show up. What the fuck hole? I'm such a retard, I guess. But anyway, so you can sim like your prize and see if it's actually lower and that kind of thing. And it's pretty nice. This is really makes simming a lot easier. But then one other handy thing is there's this thing called relic compare. If you click on this, it will like, and then Control A, Control C. Oh no, Control V. That's what I want to do. And then it shows you what your current relics are, and it also let you like go in here. And so if you get like a new relic and you're not sure if it's an upgrade, what was the one I have now? Stig, I think. So you can like select here, then you can put in the eye level that it is here. And also like you can change crucible shit, so you could like check different crucible traits to see if maybe a relic's better because it has better crucible traits. And then you can go down to the bottom and compare relics, and that's like really really handy since relics get destroyed, so you can like check them in there and see if they're any good or not. But yeah, I mean, excuse me, I think it's so insanely handy and so easy to use, and it will improve your DPS so much because like you might sim and like maybe the trinket that you got is not on the list of great trinkets, but for some reason you're lacking like a shitload of mastery or something, and the trinket has that. You wouldn't maybe normally use it because you think, oh, this trinket's garbage sauce, but then you sim it and it's the best one, and you're like, oh fuck, and then you do more damage, so that's nice. And then the other thing is like if you go to Warcraft logs, you click on these little bars up here, and then the little bars again for rankings for Tomb of Sargeras. Then you like on this top you can select different shit. So, but if I wanted to check like, say I want to check like marksmanship hunter, you can use this option, and it'll give you like these are the best marksmanship hunters for DPS in the world. So it kind of gives you an overview of like what talents they're using, what trinkets they're using, what legendary they're using. But then you can like look through individually too and see what they are using. But one thing to be careful is there's like a lot of cheesing, like people doing extra stupid bullshit to get like super ranks. So like you gotta be a little bit careful. I always try to find single target bosses if I wanna get some general information. But yeah, so you can look there, but you can like click on that person's name and it'll take you to that actual fight. And then you can look maybe at like if you wanted to be really specific, you could click on that hunter and you could see like maybe you have more damage on like mark shot or arcane shot. And then you can say, oh, he has way more aim shot damage. Like, oh, how is he getting that? So you can like go to casts and you can make it a timeline and you can like see his opener. So like maybe, oh, maybe my opener's wrong. Maybe I'm doing something that's like different. Maybe I'm casting like too many aim shots or something. So you can do this and you can actually even like compare this log to, I think you can use queries to compare. But anyways, you can like compare the logs, and that's like it's quite insanely handy, I guess. I look in like people's kill logs all the time for what other people do, just so I can maybe try to figure out what we're doing wrong, or you can even like watch a replay of a fight, and so you can see like how they position the boss. I did this on Groth for us. I watched a bunch of replays and seen where people were tanking the boss and realized we were tanking it out here and we needed to move it in. And, you know, we killed it to the next time we did that, so it's quite nice. Um, what else is good on Warcraft logs? It's really nice for, oh yeah, hold on, let me go all the way back here. And it's really nice too is if you're like just want to see some general info, you click on their little icon here, it'll take you to their like World of Warcraft page. And that's kind of handy if you want to, of course, like maybe someone has more gear than you, but if you just want to get a quick look, you can come down here and say, oh, okay, they have this much crit and haste and mastery, and I have like no haste or some bullshit, and maybe that's why, like, you can kind of compare yourself, oh, they have this much agility and stuff. It's kind of nice for getting an overview, but be careful. Sometimes they log out in like a Mythic Plus spec and it's super fucked up. So you got to kind of know a little bit. But yeah, basically if you use Warcraft logs, and at first it'll seem really overwhelming when I first started using it, I only looked at what talents people had, and I only looked at like the openers. I didn't look at anything else. And then once I got comfortable with that, maybe I did some compares here and there. I don't do compares very often. Sometimes I do, but I'm pretty lazy. But you know, I see, okay, yeah, this is fine. But it's really nice for talents too, because on a boss maybe you're like, oh, maybe a more complicated class. I guess let's take like a warlock. If I'm playing like a destruction warlock, they have a little more options. So like you can go through and see like what talents people run on every boss, like the the best people in the world, because these guys are doing the most damage. So like, and yeah, of course there's cheesing going on and shit, but you can see where people are getting it, getting some big dick DPS, and also you can kind of see like maybe one talent setup is not the only talent setup. So like some people here, they're running like conduit with Fairy of Souls. I mean, it's kind of like an unlimited resource. You want to improve yourself. It's really great if you're like taking a dump and you're really bored, and you're like, oh, I guess I could creep through some logs of the top warlock or something in the world. Or it's a little harder for healers, but you can go to player healing, and then you could take yeah, like a holy priest, and then you can see what they do. But